Bob will be with us 20 minutes to the next hour. Then I'm going to continue with open phones throughout the show. I know you've been holding John and Jack and Michael and Derry and Chris and many others. Your calls are coming up as we start the next hour in T-minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds. But Bob, cap and trade, I mean, they openly say that large portions of it will be paid to offshore banks who will set the global carbon tax. Other parts will be paid to Al Gore's private trading company. Enron came up with the idea 12 years ago. That's even in congressional testimony for this new level of pyramided derivatives. Is this an attempt to create a new derivatives bubble to set up these new carbon taxes? And how much can we pay? I mean, everything's already going bankrupt. The Democrats say it's only $2,800 to $2,500 per person. Now they're admitting home inspections will happen in the bill. I mean, this is worse than the Soviet Union. How are we going to pay money we don't have? And how are we going to pay money openly to that bastard criminal who claims he invented the Internet, Al Gore?
Well, first of all, the Russians have a good take on that. And we ran an article out of Pravda, I guess it was a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, which described exactly what you just said. What is this, the Soviet Union? I mean, don't these people in America get it? But anyway, look, the bottom line on the carbon tax is it's for international financing. The IMF, the UN, the World Bank, and then there's slush funds to enrich the illuminists who are involved in this. What is the bottom line? The bottom line is the American people, and eventually the people of the world, are all going to end up paying a 20% tax for this cap-and-trade kind of legislation. Now, the Obama administration would like to get a health plan passed. And were that to happen,
you guys? I apologize. I just had some studio guys walking in and I had my mic on. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
The health plan, most of it's going to be financed, and the American public doesn't know it yet, by a VAT, a value-added tax, a tax that goes on things and production and services at every stage, another 20%. So if you're in a 25% tax bracket and you pay the state 5%, which is 30, you pay your Social Security, that takes you up to 35, and then you get another 40% for these two items. You're in for 75%, not counting your real estate taxes, state sales taxes, and so on. And so you could be in as a low-level taxpayer. You could be in for 75 or 80% taxation. And this is what they're after. They want to enslave you.
Well, it's neo-serfdom, it's neo-feudalism. What is it, 234 years, 235 years since 1776? I mean, this is a land of the free, home of the brave. Now we have this total nanny state where they're saying you've got to have government insurance or we're going to fine you. We're going to inspect your house. We're going to shut down your factories. But China and Mexico don't have to follow this. I mean, they clearly, as the globalists have said, want to kill all our industry and make us all be on welfare so they can carry out their control freak eugenics on us.
That's correct. That's exactly what they want to do. And they want to bring America and Europe to their knees, and the rest of the world will follow them down. And there's more freedom in Europe and America probably than any place else, perhaps with the exception of Canada. And Canada exports 80% of what they make to the United States, so they're going to suffer as well. So that's what they're out, and this is why they have deliberately caused this. These people are not dumb.
No, they're monopoly men, and they don't even want a middle class that can challenge them. This is full spectrum dominance. All right, the third hour's coming up in just a few seconds. The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small, nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. On this eve of our nation's founding against tyranny, we have confirmed that NORTHCOM and its main mission is to engage U.S. militias. Remember that case in the Midwest in Arcadia a few months ago where the National Guard was training to go house to house for gun confiscation drills? The Houston Chronicle yesterday reported the police are doing door-to-door, asking about guns, knock and talk. The New York Times reported that Homeland Security is funding the Boy Scouts to train to, quote, take on U.S. veterans and gun owners and kill them. Hitler-Jugend. This is the News Tribune. Mainstream news. Guard units trained for militia attacks. The military and Northcom admits in their Homeland Security report their main enemy is American patriots who were against the offshore banks taking over. If you're offshore criminal banks, they're going to give the people no quarter and bankrupt the entire society. What do you do? What do you do? You set up and brainwash the police and military against the people. We're going to go ahead and go to your calls, but I'm going to cover this in depth. Kurt Nemo's doing a story on it right now at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. In fact, call Watson. Tell him go ahead and just get this up on Prison Planet. I know Kurt's writing an article. We just need to get the article up now. This is just massive. Where does it end, Bob Chapman?
It ends, unfortunately, in the streets. And as I've said on this program before, I think 90% of the military will refuse to act against the American citizen, fellow citizen. And I think that law enforcement will do the same thing. And maybe that's wishful thinking, but I think that's the way it will turn out. And I think that these people are going to be exposed for what they are, and courts will be set up, and they'll be tried, and they'll be sent away to jail, and their fortunes will be confiscated from their entire family, and some of them should be tried for treason.
Well, we're going to put on PrisonPlanet.tv screen right now the 14-year-olds with the machine guns training to take on vets, New York Times. And the first line of the article says they're training to take on disgruntled vets. Now, what does the Homeland Security report say? Disgruntled vets, gun owners. It's been for 2 years, mainstream news are training every police department to prepare for Iraq vets with IEDs to bomb you. What is it the feds are planning that's so bad that they know veterans are going to be bombing police? When I had the emergency management head on from Indiana, how the feds are preparing for mass graves and to harden all police centers. It's because you're the criminals. You work for the criminal bankers. I mean, Bob Chapman, this is getting incredible.
It is. And, you know, I put out some information just recently, about a month ago, and I said that in general, that by the end of October we should have events happening that could cause a bank holiday. And as far as I know, nobody else came up with that information. And I think it probably will be the dollar, which is going to go down and perhaps break through its support level on the USDX to 71.18, and I think that could trigger the possible devaluation of perhaps just the dollar and the pound, but maybe many other currencies. They may have another meeting, a conference like the Smithsonian in the early 70s and the Plaza Accords of 85, and what they might do is devalue all currencies against one another and default on a certain amount of debt, or perhaps all of it. And, of course, their solution is going to be a new world currency. That's what they would like. And
they're openly saying that. Bob, we got a break. We're going to come back, blitz through calls, and I'm going to break down the latest. They're in the open saying they're going to use the U.S. military against the American people. This is high treason.
Everything we said came true. Everything we've done's been right.